Se llama Dagon.
Shine bright up all night.
Es del hombre que lovecraft. O sea,
I'm writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
cosa. Es de HP Lovecraft. Ya saben, suscríbanse, sigan poniendo like. La mecánica del juego es que ok. Entonces,
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
lo que quiere decir es que se quiere lanzar por la ventana.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Entonces este tipo era adicto a la morfina, lo usaba seguido, hasta seguido.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Ahí lo pueden leer. Yo ya lo leí, ponle pausa, veanlo, revisen, yo lo leo aquí. Vamos a ver. Uno es esto. Desbloqueé un log. Lámpara de petróleo, botella, la que le metía al chupe.
Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
Esa era alemán. Está la bandera austrohúngara. La bandera. Tenían las dos. Austria, alemán, pero se me hace y ustedes alemán. Cuando está como la Primera Guerra Mundial, porque esa bandera de la Primera Guerra Mundial. Lo que pasa, lo que dice es que fuerzas del mar empezaron a
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
dejo que lean. Pongan pausa y lean lo que dice. Ya saben, hay que suscribirse. Ya saben.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Otra lámpara, unas latas, pueden ser desarmadas. Una botella.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that of the longitude I knew nothing, and the weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Qué bonito ambos. Haz una bolsa de agua.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue. The The change happened whilst I slept. Its details I shall never know.
Nunca llegará a conocer los detalles.
For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Turbulento e pesadillas fue interrumpido. Ay, ese chaleco. Este tipo ya está chaleado. Y ese es una araña. Como que sí. Estos son calamares. Está chaleado.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see. And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away, though one might well imagine that my first sensation, for there was in the air and in the region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps there was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness, the sun was
Señor Lovecraft. Para seguir.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position. Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, so great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me, nor were there any sea. For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
Los calamares, ostras, pescados. Una lata.
As that night I slept but little, and the next day I made for
Pues aquí dejaremos. Esta es la parte 1 de el juego llamado Dagon. Esto ha sido todo por este video. Suscríbanse, denle like, denle a la campanita. Nos vemos hasta el siguiente video. Sayonara.